Good evening. Now, we're going to do the June month. And we're going to do the same deck as the last week. So the New Vision Tarot, if you need to take a look. Shiny, fancy. And so I told you there's a reason for this clutter. That is kind of the energy what you'll be experiencing in some of the June area. June, especially with the new moon sign in Gemini. Oh, wow, a shuffling just popped out. Let's keep that in mind. So, with the new moon in Geminis, this is a duality energy. Of course, we all have this energy within us, but this is an energy where it's like the Two of Swords, because Gemini is air, and so it's Two of Swords where it's indecisive, can't find the true answer, can't figure out what's right, what's wrong, intuition is thrown off, can't decide. And it's also a time of heightening intuition as well, practicing and really going in and meditating on that. And as we go through this energy, because this will be here for a good week, we need to surrender our critical thinking, our thoughts, our overthinking, because that's what's going to happen if it hasn't started already. And we need to just let things go. If you are constantly thinking about one particular thing, it's just going to hit you. It's just going to only increase harder, and it will start to physically manifest. So this is something you have to be very mindful of. You're always a magician. Ooh, the Empress, bottom of the deck. So timing-wise, this Empress is about movement. It's also number 3, which is connection. So if you're waiting for connection to move forward and you are putting effort but not reciprocating back, but not getting reciprocated back, the timing frame here is going to be strictly on the other person, not you. So this is where divine timing comes in as far as patience go. This is also taking control or taking your power back, your femininity, if you are more of a divine feminine than a masculine. If you're a divine masculine, you're going to be feeling within your emotions a bit more, going into your feminine side. But you are now really contemplating and really realizing what you want, what bears fruit for you, what you want to manifest, your wish coming true. And because of that, and it could be a family, it could be a new project, it's fertility, a relationship, whatever this is, anything of those sorts, you're now going to start flourishing them into movement, into action by manifesting them into the physical world. So, beautiful. So, despite the crazed thoughts and the critical thinking in the past few days, it's going to clear up. Okay. All right, 6 of Wands. See, and it's going to be successful. We're going to take all 4 of these. Now, we had this in the first week, and so I felt like it was an overall energy, and I told you this is balancing. 2 of Pentacles, balancing. See, and look, if we keep going back, there's the Temperance. Now, you can have heartache here. This is something you're going to find clarity in. You're going to be able to balance out in you. So some of you, old emotions that you've held within you, because this is the King of water. I was going to say King of Cups. This old emotions that you've had within you are now going to be coming up to the surface, and you're going to have to deal with them. You're going to have to work on them, look at them from a different perspective, really cut the cords of what no longer serves you. This is what's going to come up, and it's going to throw you off balance, and you're going to feel isolated for a bit, and not in the sense of hermit where you chose it. You're going to start feeling this energy, and this is something that's going to make you go in and deal with childhood trauma. As you see, you have 5 of Pentacles, you have this person holding a child outside of the church. And this has been something that's been, in order for you to get what you want, this has been a long time coming. This is like a pilgrimage of sorts. This is a journey that you have to endure in order to be successful in what you're wanting to actually manifest. So, let's go ahead and get one more for each card. Thank you. Clarity. There's a 6 of Swords. Now the Five of Pentacles. Now it's the Four of Pentacles. All right, so some of you are going to be taking a step back from where you were. And the Chariot also was in June, the June weekly that I just posted. I don't know why Venus popped in my mind. Something about Venus. I'm not a super expert in planetary alignment. Ooh, I love that. But I'll have to look at why Venus just occurred in my mind. If you guys know, feel free to take that as a specific message for you. All right, so underneath the Six of Wands, you have the Six of Swords. So some of you may be seeing 666. Don't worry, it's not a devil number. It's a number that's about fast movement and propelling forward. It's also about connections because it's actually 3-3. And so, some of you may be experiencing a little bit of anxiety, heart palpitations, restlessness in the chest area. Heart chakra is opening and it's being cleared and it's expanding. And it's actually going to opening this allows you to go within the dark night of the soul, going within, figuring out what's wrong, bringing clarity, moving away from things in your mind that don't serve you anymore. So again, it could be trauma from childhood, mental abuse, emotional abuse. It could actually be communication that you've self-abused to yourself, and that is a thing, and it's something that you've held on to for a long time, because you see this big mountain here. This is a giant obstacle that's really inhibiting your growth, and if you want to move forward, you have to go through this. In order to be a Nine of Pentacles, you have to overcome this obstacle, and that may just be being honest with yourself that, you know what, they're going in with a deep meditation of silence, seeing what comes up, and if it's something that you feel a little like anxiousness with, and then you suddenly just like, no, I don't want to, that's resistance. You want to go and delve deeper because there's something there that has to be healed, and it's something that you've repressed, because this is the King of Cups. He is someone that doesn't really express emotion. He holds it in, especially with the stone perspective here. This is someone who comes off emotionless outside, but in the inside he is emotional. And what happened is, it's like you got tangled up in something in your mind, and now it needs to be cut and let go. And if you repress it, it's now coming back up. But the beautiful part is there is movement, because this is the Chariot, and you will propel forward and you will be victorious. You have two movement cards here. And so it moves. Once you actually clear out, you move towards your wish, your manifestation. And that is actually just coming to you. This is old past life stuff as well that may be coming up. Things in their past life that are now due to be redeemed and cleared now. I see this because you have, aside from the ancient Egypt look, you also have footprints as in a trail. So it's been a long time coming. And as you go through this pilgrimage, it's more of you'll gain commitment, you'll gain prosperity, you'll gain abundance, you'll gain what you want, what fulfills you in the physical world. Doors will be opening. Things will actually make sense. You'll be able to communicate well and be well grounded. You'll have cleared out your sacral chakra, your throat chakra, and your heart chakra. And some will actually have a solar plexus issue they need to balance out as well. So this is about gaining confidence. When you clear this out, it's gaining confidence, gaining clarity, building momentum in yourself, and being selfish. And it's okay to be selfish. When you are selfless is when a lot of the work ends up being rejected by you. But I feel like whatever it is you're going to have to go in and figure out will be set free. And it could be it starts with a communication. Yeah, see, here's the inner work that has to be done. Now, I talked about the Nine of Pentacles. Look what's on the bottom of the deck. In order to get this 9, you got to go through 4 and 5. And say, so you actually, what popped out was the 7 of Wands, the 10 of Wands, the Moon, and 7 of Swords, again, in the June. Again, I felt that energy was overall, and it looks like it is so far. Here's the Lovers in the bottom of the deck. So a decision that has to be made with, I say, within a connection. Wow. I've put the cards down, and for some reason the Hermit was flipped over. Again, it's just about going inward. We've seen this with the overall energy. So having to go in and maybe reassessing what you really want. Maybe it's come to you in a way you didn't expect, and now you think about it, and maybe there's something you don't want now. And then there could be something where you look into gain wisdom, or you go within to figure out what has been poisoning you all this time. What has stopped your alignment? What has stopped things from progressing forward in your life? And when you go in and do this, you find the snake, so to speak, that's been causing this emotional turmoil. And for some it's people who've done it, for some it's places, childhood trauma, or even yourself, from something of an abusive relationship to even family bullying is one. You have the Seven of Wands here, which is on the defense. So this is where a lot of your thoughts are going to come out and you're going to start having to defend yourself mentally, because your thoughts are going to come in rapidly, and opening, kind of in a sense, opening stress that you don't necessarily need. This is where we need to take time, take a step back, and control the thoughts that come in, because you can easily overthink, especially when you have the Six of Swords here. This is counterattacking the clarity that wants to come in. You also have the Ten of Wands. Now this is actually interesting, because this is the completion of a cycle, and so whatever that grew within you and stuck within you all this time, or whatever is in the outside world that's actually causing you burden, you're about to surrender it. And we had the surrender card in the weekly, and surrendering this is actually going to cut whatever BS that's in your alignment, and it gets you out of it. And this has to deal definitely with the heart chakra, and it could be for someone with love. This is also a new beginning that will be starting once the things are cut. If you want to cut stagnant energy, because this is a scythe here, and this is under the Four of Pentacles and the Five of Pentacles. Remember, you have to cut whatever hurdles you have inside, and that is reflecting outside. So in this case, I feel like there could be a hurdle that started within and reflects into other people, maybe a romantic partner, family, friends, whatever the case may be. What I also feel here, because now we have the Moon right underneath the Chariot and the King of Cups. So this is a very emotional week. This is one that actually is intuitive, and it can be emotionally withdrawing. It could be too over emotional, like in an overdrive, and you don't know why. And it's because there are things coming to the surface that you have yet to deal with. And again, this is something that you've got to repress. This is something where that has to be actually dealt with, because you have a ship that you want to come in. You have an investment, a manifestation, a dream that you want to come in, but the ocean's dry. So you have to kind of bring this up to the surface and get into this emotional, this water element to really get it flowing. And in this case, it does mean going in the depths of your soul and healing, because the Moon card here is actually if you see it here, you have a man who's cautious, or you have a man who comes up, and it looks like he's staring dead at the Cancer, the crab. And what it is, think of it as a bug that's in your energies, and you're wanting to cut it out, but you're so afraid, because he's cautious. He's on the defense. He's not rushing over to attack. He's cautiously approaching, and it's a scary thing. And this is probably connected to 2 tower moments that you've had in your life that really affected you in a intimate way, for some a love way. And then you have the Seven of Swords. So this is deception, trickery. I feel like this is for some people who are going to try and rush and skip this, or just going, ignore this energy and not really try to solve a problem and blame like the planets, for an example. And in that case, you're just going to continuously hold on to things and make excuses, when really you have to surrender and admit this is inner work you have to do for yourself and yourself only, not to manifest it for some other person or thing. And so this is where you will have this energy. You'll have the Five of Pentacles, the Four of Pentacles, and the Seven of Swords energy, and the Seven of Wands energy being your main, I would say, 4 waves of emotions and conflicts that will be arising to this month. But as long as you are choosing wisely to go in and cleanse your thoughts and actually find the true hidden things that are needing to be ending, you will get that answer. And for some people, this is a pain that has been connected to a soulmate, twin flame, whatever resonates with you, a divine partnership. And it's about a decision, or it's about someone not really coming forward. And as for some of you, you could be older, and it's like nothing's happening, and it's the thought of, I'm not getting any younger, when is this person coming in? When are they actually going to make movement? But you have, if you're older, you have a long history of life, and so that has to really be cleared out and build up confidence and assurance in yourself. If you're waiting on someone, they don't come in. I will be honest. If you're waiting on someone, they won't come in only until you have this all cleared out. I say they come back when you go within and clear out what needs to be cleared out. Some of you have waited for this person who's in a third-party relationship, because we saw the Three of Swords there earlier when we were going shuffling, and this is something that you refuse to remove yourself from, because you're hoping the reality that they'll actually break free from it, and they'll tell you, and they'll come to you, and they'll be happily ever after. And the reality is, they're your mirror, your person who you think of. So if they're in a relationship and they'll say they're unhappy, it's a reflection of you. There's something in you that has to be fixed to make you happier, because you're just sitting here waiting for them, sacrificing your happiness in yourself and not really propelling forward. And that's what you're going to gain clarity on, how to move forward and move on, possibly. This person will be with you, may not be with you. It's just something you have to heal and move forward to. And the best way you can put this is, what's meant for you will be for you. All right, guys, and I'm going to close it out with a couple oracle cards for June. So just overall, control what you're thinking. Make sure you do not overthink. Surrender any negative thoughts and emotions to your guides, your angels, whoever you have a faith in. Here you go. Align your life. What is no longer in alignment with who you really are. So again, hermit mode, going in and finding out what does not work for you anymore. Person, place, things, doesn't matter. You have to go in. Awakening, energy upgrades, a new way of being, integration. So some of you are really going to have a more spiritual growth and development by doing this. It's all coming together. Intuitive hits, soul tribe. So again, some of this is about also spiking your intuition and following it. This is called the Great Gathering card. And some of you are now going to be connecting with people who are in the same alignment as you, who vibrate and who feel a spiritual connection with you. And the last card is, which actually I love. I used to get this all the time when I was clearing up some stuff. And not to say I'm not cleared. Everybody always has clearing. But during one of my darker times, this was one that I had. This is called the Warrior Woman. If you weren't afraid, what would you do? And that's something to ask yourself. If you weren't afraid of them leaving you, or you moving on and not being with this person, or afraid of going within and finding out what fears are still there, what would you do? You would clearly go after this. You would move on. You would find something else. You would build yourself. You would, and this ends perfectly, you would find the things that light you up again. And that's what you have to go in. Be the warrior, gain clarity. Be the Queen of Swords, cut the BS that doesn't serve you. All right, guys, I hope you guys have a wonderful month. Any questions, comments, please email me or comment below. Bye-bye.